Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. Sorry, we're a tad late there, but we're here now, and I'm joined by Pete and Roly tonight. How are you two guys? All right?
Yeah, I'm
Very
good.
well,
Thanks.
Tony. Very well.
Positively Champions League.
Great. Absolutely, Roly. Absolutely, as always. So,
Yeah,
guys and girls, if you do like what you see, then please make sure you smash those likes. It really does help the channel. So, I've got 27 watching. So, if you can smash those likes, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you are brand new at the channel, then please smash the subscribe and come and join this great community we have here. And also that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming show. So I'm on 616 subscribers, so only 34 away from 650. And also if you do want to make a donation, there is a link in the chat. Click the link and just follow the instructions. So that's that over with. Now, obviously, back to last night. We had a cracking show, and I've still had lots of great comments today coming in from people how much they enjoyed that show last night. Julie J said it was fantastic, great laughs, and even comments on YouTube for it as well. It's gone down a storm last night. And David asked me to show a shirt, so I said what I'll do is I'm going to show tonight, but I'm going to show towards the end of the show, so I'll keep that till the end of the show. I mean, there's still people coming in with loads of suggestions of shirts. We are going to do best one as well, but maybe we might have to do another worst ones because we were on for nearly 2 hours last night, and I don't think we scratched we scratched the surface of worst shirts. But there was some crackers last night, from peas on the shirt, to brown ones and tassels and things like that. So
that's some
yeah, it was
horrible
absolutely
shirts
fantastic.
horrible shirts in the 80s. Oh God, they're terrible.
Yeah.
80s and 90s. Oh dear me.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to smash through some comments here. Jan was first in. He says, Nicolo Barella for 15 million. We'll come on to that very soon. Evening, Tony and Roly. Good evening to you, Ian. Yeah, Pete's joined us as well. Barella says, Julie J. I hope so. Evening also says, Julie, good evening. You follow me, Julie, says Ian. Good evening, Lawrence. Evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Lawrence. Hope you're well, mate. Evening, says Mason. Good evening to you, Mason. Hope you're very well indeed. Bia, evening, Tony and Roly. Good evening. Bia, hope you're well. Sefton Mag, evening all. Good evening, Sefton, aka Bobby Thompson.
Sefton.
A little waster. Yeah, he was a good little... he was a cracking little comedian, wasn't he, Bobby Thompson? Mary says, good evening. Good evening to you, Mary. I hope you're well tonight. Lewis says, hi. Hi to you, Lewis. Hope you're very well. Lewis says, like, waiting for the bus. What's waiting for the bus, Lewis? What, waiting for us, you mean? I'll just keep you hanging on, that's all. No, we don't do it deliberate. Honestly, we don't. Ian says he's enjoying the weather. Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous, isn't it? Aye, how are you doing today, Mason? If I burn myself, I'll get a waffle to cool it down, says Mary. It's been very hot down this way, hasn't it, Mary? I mean, I see you're not far from me, so yeah, it's been absolutely baking. It's been about 28 today, hasn't it? I know it has a new market anyway. Lewis says, how you doing, Mary? Mason says, not too bad, just a little bit paid off because my gym is closing down and that's going to make me mental health a lot worse. Let's hope you can get somewhere closer. Somewhere else is opening up, Mason. Let's hope so. I will feel better once the food's arrived. Oh, what you're having, Mary, do share and let us know what you're going to have tonight. Is it Chinese? Is it pizza or what? Let us know. We just want to know.
Yeah, that's one for Pete.
Yeah, exactly. That's an idea, Mary. When your food comes, take a photograph of it, DM it to Pete, and he'll put it on his football show. There you go. And that goes for anybody in the chat. If you get anything nice from a delivery or whatever, take a photo, PD Proudlock on Twitter, DM it, and Pete will put it on his channel. Absolutely. I want to go home now, says Julie. Ben says, hi, Tony. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Do you think we've been from Madison? Again, we're going to touch on transfers in a moment, mate. Mason says, I suffer bad mental health as well. Lewis just going to make it worse now. Let's hope there's somewhere closer you can go to. Mary says, I've recently been there. Sefton says, off you to say all, but listen to the car. Have a great show, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you very much indeed. Hanging with my normies. Big up, lads. Barella, here we go. Yeah, again, we're going to get into that one. Julie, hi. Tony, hi. Pete, hi. Roly, hi. Julie.
Hey, Julie.
Well, Julie.
Lewis says, stay strong, Mason. Absolutely, Mason. Stay strong, mate. We're all here for you, so don't worry about that, Mason. You know, you can DM us anytime. Ian says, is there not another gym in the area, Mason? Yeah, exactly, Ian. Let's hope there is. Gareth says, good evening, Tony, Roly and Peter, and everyone in the chat. Good evening.
Gareth.
Bia says, evening, Pete. Did you know PD stands for Fanny Dodger?
Where did he get these?
I tell you what, Bia, they're just getting... Where's he getting all... I'm sure he's sitting home all day thinking...
I'd like to know where his
PD
mind
tonight?
is before show comes and all of that.
I would love to know where he's... Well, yeah, I don't really want to know where his mind is. I've got my ticket for the Heat versus Newcastle. Nice one.
So have I too, and I'm sitting in the way in Newcastle end.
Mary says, Tony, Roly and Peter. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hanging My Normies says, Barella, Bruno, Billick and Isak will be deadly, absolutely. Yes, there is in Gateshead Town Centre, but something could be happening with mine, so some company going to buy the land, just going to weigh up my options. Yeah, it's the best way, but as long as you can get one, that's ideal. I would like to do a live stream with you one day. Yeah, I'm sure we can sort that out, Lewis. The peas got me, says Julie. Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? That one was horrible, wasn't it? Cheesy peas. 75 million per budget. What a load of shite, says Blakey. It is, absolutely. Hi, Tony, Peter and Roly from Kate and Jonathan. Good evening, Kate and Jonathan. Very well indeed. Paul says, evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Paul Gardner. I hope you're well.
You're well, Paul.
Lewis says, my back garden at 3 o'clock was still 100 Fahrenheit. That's roughly 37 degrees Celsius. You must live in a sun trap, Lewis. That's why.
Yeah.
Oliver says, Eddie from Tyneside Life needs to wind his neck in the badge. Video was negative and not needed. My shirt from 96 is the same stitching club. Do you know what it is, Oliver? You've hit... I mean, look, I'm not going to have a go at Eddie because I think he's quite a nice guy, to be honest, and he is a nice guy. But the thing with the badge is, look, it's embroidered at the end of the day, you know, and people are going to get upset about it, you know. I mean, we know 100% Mags, he put out a tweet yesterday, I think it was, I saw it this morning, and he changed the font on it, just to, you know, and I know he's had a lot of stick for that. But, you know, thing is, at the end of the day, if you're going to notice something like that on the badge, you've got to go really close to it. And the thing is, I couldn't care. As long as it's got Newcastle on, it's got the club crest, I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a bit of embroidery, you know. And I just think people are just having a meltdown over nothing, you know. Mine's has been sent out now, so I'm waiting for that to come. But as I say, once that comes, I will be doing a video on that. So, you know, I'll give you my thoughts on that. And Lewis says, Barella's come to the tune. That's all.
So just a quick one on the badge. The issue isn't that they spelt it wrong; it's the font that they've used. Because if you look closely, or look at the pictures, you look at the N at the bottom, at the top, they've got a little line, and then obviously the T's got a line, and the spacing is such that those two touch the I, so it looks like there's another T.
Yeah,
that's what it is. To be honest, I wouldn't have noticed it until someone pointed it out. And I'm sure it's been the same over the last, since they, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been the same since they actually changed the badge to that one.
Yeah, absolutely, Roly. Ben says, what you guys think the Bellingham big transfer? Huge, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, great move for him, though. Good player as well. Good evening, lads and everyone in the chat, says Gary D. Good evening, Gary. Good evening to Paul Stones as well.
Evening, Paul.
Yeah, my back garden's a sun trap. Joe Linton says, you seen what Zinchenko said? Disgusting. I haven't seen that, no. So I know he was. I know he sort of. I know he celebrated he said good luck to Man City for what they did, but you know, I think a lot of Arsenal fans have melted down over that because they've got to remember he was at City for a few years, and he's come from City to Arsenal, and they've won the treble, so he's going to say congratulations. So I don't get why they're in meltdown, but unless he said something different. Corma says, I've unsubscribed to Eddie from Tyneside. Showed me a different side to him. I don't like clickbaity videos like that. Yeah, I haven't seen it in all honesty. Zinchenko should be banned. Why is that, Joe Linton?
Yeah, I've not seen.
Julie says, last season's Saudi white green t-shirt as hunted doesn't bother me. And the thing is, nobody mentioned it last season, did they? That's the thing.
No, they didn't.
Paul says fans are twisting about the badge. Being a stick on now, they are twisting about it being stitched. Absolutely. You can't win, Paul, either way. You can't win. Check mine the other day, says Julie. And Lewis says, he says, all my shirts from last season have an issue with the badge because it gets embroidered. Absolutely. Waiting for JD Sports to get the shirts in next delivery. Cert. Ben says, Pete, who's your dream player Newcastle should sign? Well, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start that question. I'll come back to Peter on that one. Being xenophobic. Xenophobic. Is that what he's supposed to mean?
Yeah. No.
Bleaky, I also unsubscribe from Tyneside Live. I don't rate his content at all. Much better channels out there. Thank you very much indeed. I like Eddie. Didn't like the way he went in for Adam P a while back. No, I thought that was a bit bad as well, yeah. Look up at what he said on Piers Morgan. Oh, okay. Jody Lawrence says, Zinchenko's called for all Russian and Belarusian athletes to be banned from all international sports competitions. Well, I can see where he's coming from on that one, because Russia and Belarus, and I don't want to get into too much of politics-wise, but obviously they're very close-knit together, them two countries, and, you know, I can see why he's saying things like that, because they're bombing his country. And so in some ways, yes, while it shouldn't happen that they should be banned from every sport, I mean, you know, Russian players shouldn't be banned from playing abroad, should they really? Because they're not involved in the war. It's not their fault that the guy in charge of Russia is a bit of a knacker, but a bit of a hothead as well. But the thing is, I hope this doesn't go out to Putin, by the way. He might be after me. But no, what I'm saying is, the thing is, you know, he's entitled to his own opinion, and that's what it's all about, opinions. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Trouble, says Andrew.
Just a little aside on that. One of the reasons why they do look at banning particularly Russians and Belarus from sports is because those countries have always sort of pinned their nationality around their sports, and it's a big thing. Then most of the sports people are linked to the military.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, before the breakup of the Eastern Bloc, you had Red Star Belgrade was an army team. So the Eastern European teams tend to be linked to the army, which is another reason for wanting them banned, because their armies invaded his country.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of politics for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Roly. Paul says, what got me about the video from Tyneside Life is he went out his way to tell people at the club shop about it and trying to stop them buying the tops. Well, you shouldn't do that, really, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to the individual. I bought my shirt at 5 to 8 last Saturday morning. I was surprised because I just clicked on the computer. I thought, right, I'm going to open the laptop up, go onto the store. And as soon as I clicked it, went enter the shop, and I thought, oh, well, I didn't think it was, I thought it was 8 a.m. So I got in quickly, got my shirt and bought it. I don't know if with the delivery ones, if they've got the noon badge on or not. Some of them might have, they might not, but I don't know. But I shall see when it comes. But it has been dispatched. According to Hermes, or whatever you want to call them, it's the same company. It just changed their name just to make them sound better. But we all know it's Hermes deep down. And your parcel could be anywhere. It could be on the roof, could be in next door's garden, could be over the fence, whatever, you know. Mm-hmm. It might not be exactly where you want it. Korma says there was nothing wrong with what Zinchenko said, which is, yeah, that's fine. I mean, You know, again, it's just it's over the top in my opinion. It's understandable what Belarus and Russia have done to Ukraine. Absolutely. Ben says, imagine if John joined the United Stand. Question: Do you think Jack Grealish? Right, Oliver. Just give us a bit more about Jack Grealish, mate, and then we'll. What do you think? Like, what do we think of Jack Grealish, or is that what you mean? It's only natural for Zinchenko to think that way. Absolutely, when his country's getting bombed to bits. No one should be banned because they were just born in the country. Well, yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one. Yeah. So we'll quickly move on from that. Rumours Putin is a Liverpool fan. I agree what he has said. Zinchenko, it's shocking what's happened in Ukraine. Yes, it is, Lewis. Absolutely, mate. Gordon says, hi, Pete. Are you doing a live on Friday night? I think you're doing it Saturday, aren't you, Pete?
Yeah, I'm doing Saturday.
I'm in the shed, Andrew. Shade. If someone was born in Russia, should they be banned because they're Russian? Well, I know what you're saying, yeah.
It's not because they're Russian. Russia's invaded Ukraine.
They won't come out and say anything against the war. That's this point, not just because they're Russian or Belarusian. They said they didn't support the way they would have a problem. Absolutely. So like I say about Barella and Bruno, two of the best centres in the midfield, yeah. Oh, there we are. Oliver says, question, do you think Jack Grealish's behaviour over the last few days is demonstrating a good thing for young people, or is it a role model behaviour someone should look up to? Right, okay, so it's about Jack Grealish getting absolutely whacked out of his head on drink. I mean, look, this reminds me, right, if you look at Jack Grealish, he reminds me a lot of Freddie Flintoff. Now,
yeah,
Freddie Flintoff was a terrific cricketer and a right mental case. Him and Kevin Peterson, the two of them. And we remember when England won the Ashes in 2005, they turned up at Downing Street, him and Kevin Peterson and Flintoff pissed out their brains to see the Prime Minister. Now, yes, I suppose in some ways you could say that's probably a bit disrespectful to be out here. But, you know, this is it. This is the sort of behaviour they had. I mean, you know, we saw the Freddie Flintoff go off in a pedalo and get lost in the sea in Sri Lanka somewhere, wasn't it? I mean, you know, and Jack Grealish is the same. He's just a young lad. Maybe he needs to bring it in a bit, but I can see where you're coming from on that one. I don't think it's the sort of behaviour of a role model. If you want to be a role model, don't do that. Don't be a prat. I mean, there's nothing wrong with people having a drink and enjoying themselves, but it's when you stop. It's knowing your limits. And I mean, Pete, what's your thoughts on Oliver's question? I think it's a very good question, in fact, by the way.
It is, isn't it? I mean, he'll want to celebrate because Man City have won the treble, haven't they? Because that'll be the first. So, yeah. You can understand it in a way, but you don't see a lot of footballers go out and they drink a lot now, do they?
Yeah.
That's the thing, so... Yeah, I mean... Because he doesn't want to ruin it for the sake of his own career. In case he got into something dodgy.
I mean, if you were I'm not saying you are, Pete, but if you were a child, say about 12 or 13-year-old, and you're a big Man City fan, you know, and I'm just putting it into perspective if you look at it from a child's point of view, and you're thinking, oh, these players are my heroes, I look up to these as role models, but you see Grealish drinking and drinking and drinking and getting himself stupidly drunk. Do you look at him and think, God, that's a good role model to base my life on, or no, that's a bad role model?
I don't think kids think like that, to be honest.
Probably don't know.
It's the parents, and at 12-year-old, you shouldn't be drinking anyway. The thing I'd say,
Prince Harry would disagree with that one because he got caught at 13 in Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, I mean everyone drinks underage, unless it's for a religious reason. Everybody does. My take on it is, first of all, like, it's a celebration. The season's over. He's probably abstained all season. He's let his hair down. He's had a drink, and then another one, and so on. But I think he's improved from last season. because he hasn't been bad-mouthing fellow professionals that he doesn't know.
Yes.
So it's an improvement. Not much of an improvement, but it's an improvement. And that's all you can ask is for him to get better.
Yeah.
And I think with the scope of the achievement, doing a treble, which has only been done once before, you can sort of give him a little bit of slack for getting really, really rat-assed, because the likelihood of that happening again is very, very slim, even for Man City, because they've got us to deal with now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I can see where he's coming from on that. I think it's a very good question,
Oh, yeah,
and it's not a bad one to ask. So I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good question.
So yeah,
And
the answer.
it all depends on where your moral compass is, and your opinion on whether sports stars are role models and what role models should be. And you're getting all political again.
Yeah. Jan says Netherlands are 1-0 up against Croatia. Okay, that's interesting. Just tuned in, is Barella coming? We're going to come on to him. So Newcastle Rashi says, is this real Newcastle for Barella? He says Newcastle need to go for Mason Mount. No, we don't. Thank you very much. You can have Mason Mount in Man United, mate. Sorry. Mount would start for Newcastle. No, I don't think you would. How are you, man? Joe Linton's a footy show. Mount, no thanks. No, absolutely everybody. Arsenal Forever says he enjoyed that show last night. The worst shirts, yeah. Arsenal need a goal scorer. So Arteta decides Havertz is a man. What a joke. You're joking. You're getting Havertz, are you? Jesus.
I've heard rumours. Arsenal are going for Havertz.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Paul says most footballers drink now in their media, social media, to get post all over or unlike the post, yeah. Knight says he is a human being at the end of the day. Let him have his unwind and he's earned it. Just because he's a footballer doesn't mean to say he's not entitled. No, we're not saying he's not entitled to relax. I mean, look, yes, he's got the treble. It's, and I suppose it is something like that. And the thing is, like I said, at the time, I thought it was quite funny when Andrew Flintoff and Kevin Peterson turned up at Downing Street pissed out their brains, But the thing is, though, it's just, but then that's because England won the Ashes, and that's a big thing. They've beat Australia in the Ashes, so they'd been partying all night. They'd never slept. So the two of them, they were, but they were two of the best cricketers in the world at the time. But yeah. So, yeah, we're going to go on to... we're going to go on to the first one. And this is the one that's really come out of it's just come out the blue from nowhere. And nobody expected this news to come out. And even Keith Downey's reporting it now. So, so there it is. It's Barella. So, Nicolo Barella of Inter Milan. Look, he's a terrific player. We know he's a terrific player. I'm going to bring up his stats anyway. And, gosh, when I saw this news coming out earlier on this evening, I thought, this can't be right. And then I looked into it and I thought, Luke Edwards is reporting this. And I thought, this definitely is something stinks here. It can't be right. But now the fact that even Keith Downey is actually reporting it, picking up on their report, I'm thinking, well, actually, Keith Downey just wouldn't report on anything because he's a very well-respected Sky journalist. And I like Keith Downey. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I would love him on my show. If I could get him on here, I would love to bring him on the channel. Nicola Barella, right? He's 26 years of age. He's 5'9", and he plays in the centre midfield, exactly where we need somebody in the centre of midfield. Now, according to SofaScore, he's worth 76 million euros. Passing and playmaking is his strengths. Now then, this is obviously in the Nations League, so I'm going to go from that. I'm going to go to Serie A and see how his season went. So in Serie A, he's a box-to-box midfielder. He started 31 out of 35 games. He's been Team of the Week 4 times. He's got 6 goals and 6 assists. That's not bad from midfield. And he's disciplinary-wise, no red cards and only 6 yellow cards all season. So that's pretty good. Inter signed him from Cagliari in 2020 for £25 million. Now, this guy is a baller. Believe me, he is a baller. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, look, I would take this lad at the drop of a hat. I mean, he's. I'll bring his heat map up on there. I'll bring his heat map up in a moment. But this lad is just, he's just a different player altogether. And so we'll bring that up now on the screen, so you can see where he does on his. Right, let's get him up. And we'll take him off screen so you can see the heat map, and I'll take that comment off as well. There we go. So if you look at this heat map there, so you can see predominantly he's on the right. Most of his massive red area is on the right. But if you look at it from box to box, he's everywhere. He's everywhere on that park. Every blade of grass is taken just about. I mean, look, they say 76 million euros is his value, but we're saying 50 million. I tell you what, if we can get a hold of this lad, then I tell you what, it shows we mean business. And apparently Eddie Howe's a big fan. And, that. I mean, Pete, your thoughts, Nicolo Barella?
He ticks all the boxes. He looks quality, doesn't he? Everywhere on that pitch, that's what you like to see from a guy. I mean, you mustn't play in the Champions League if you're top draw as well, like he's done with it in Milan as well. Oh, if we get this lad in, wow, that would be amazing.
That would be a statement, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Roly, what's your thoughts, Barella?
It sort of reminds me of the Isak transfer last season, because that came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. Within 48 hours, it was done. Hopefully, it'll be the same here, because this guy, very skillful. I think one of the things that makes him even more he's into a team that press. You see him against Man City and how they pressed, which just suits us down to earth. It's almost like a perfect fit. He's very good player, very good player.
I mean,
I'm not seeing a lot of it, to be honest, but basically he's our upgrade on Sean Longstaff, and it's a massive upgrade as well.
Well, look, if I'll put Bruno back on, right? If you look at the stats between him and Bruno, and I'm on about War Bruno, not Man United Bruno. So in the green is Barella, and in the blue is our Bruno. So creativity, they're about even. He swings it by 1 point on creativity. Attacking, he shades it on Bruno as well on attacking. Technical, it goes down to Bruno. Tackling is down to Bruno as well, which is a lot better tactics wise. Defensive, Bruno's more defensive than him, better defensive wise.
Yeah, but he can tackle as well.
But he's got a bit of creativity about him as well, which is good. If we said put Longstaff on, if I put Sean Longstaff on there, we'll see what Sean Longstaff comes up as compares to him. And guys in the chat and girls in the chat, do get your thoughts in on this as well. So we'll get Sean up on there. There he is. And so again, Sean's in the blue. Attacking wise, he's better than Sean by 15 points on that. Technical wise, he's better than Sean Longstaff on that. Beats Sean on creativity. Defensive work, Sean Longstaff beats him on that. And Sean beats him on tackling as well. So, I mean, look, again, you can see the quality of player he is there.
And I think the other thing that to look at is you look at his heat map.
Yeah.
Can you get Sean's heat map on?
If I say,
Because I think that if you get Sean Longstaff's heat map on, I think it'll be very similar.
Tell you what, we'll just put James Maddison in there a minute. I know we haven't signed him or anything yet, but look, just a comparison here. So again, on attacking wise, Maddison wins at 78 to 67. Creativity, Maddison 85 wins that hands down. Technical ability, he wins that. Tactical ability, he wins it. But on defensive, he wins it against Maddison. So you can see there's two different types of player there. And, you know, you can just see the guys who oozes with quality. I mean, I'll put Joe Linton on as well before we'll go on to Sean Longstaff's heat map as well. Just have a look at Joe Linton's stats versus him, because we know Joe Linton can play as a defensive midfielder as well. And this shows you how much Joe Linton's improved as well. So attacking wise, he shades it over Joe Linton. He shades it over Joe Linton on creativity and technical ability. With tackling wise, Joe Linton wins that hands down. Defensive wise, Joe Linton wins that hands down. So again, but you know what? It just shows you the type of player that he is. And you said you want Longstaff up, did you, for his heat map?
Yeah, his heat map. It'd be interesting to see that, how that compares.
Oh. There's Sean there.
Very similar, isn't it?
Very, very similar, yes.
I thought it would be.
I think the value's wrong, though. He's worth more than 21 million euros, that's for sure.
Well, Longstaff.
yeah, Longstaff is. Yeah, he's worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But no, as you can see, there's the heat map was shown there. And
Yeah, it's very similar.
Very, very similar.
That's what I thought.
I mean, he's just an amazing player, isn't he? And yeah, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, just go back to where the will you do a stream tomorrow when the Premier League fixtures come out? Yes, I will do. I'll do a fixture stream. I will let you know more about that towards the end of the show. So keep an eye on for that one. Spurs are after Peggy Mountain, not Mason Mount. Barry Hogan, good evening to you. Barry, he says, do you guys think Maddison wants to play for us, or is the only interest in Spurs because they don't have Champions League football? Do you know what it is, Barry? I think Maddison's got to look at it and think, if he wants European football, there's only one place to come. Come here, Champions League. That's what we've got. The only thing I think would stop Maddison coming to Newcastle ahead of us and ahead of Spurs would be if Man United bid for him, because he is a Man United fan. So, but there's no mention of Man United wanting Maddison. So as far as I'm concerned, I just hope the club get it sorted out quickly. And now the domestic window's open, we can do that deal as quickly as we possibly can. But we can't sign international players until the 1st of July officially. So we can sort of agree contracts with them, but they can't sign until the 1st of July. So maybe with Barella, maybe we're getting in there now to get this sorted out. And maybe a draft is set up, and then he'll be like, right, okay, 1st of July, boom, signed, done. So who knows? But yeah, that's a great question, Barry. I definitely think Maddison would rather come to Newcastle, in all honesty. Why would you want to go to Spurs? They're a mess. Daniel Levy is just... I just can't stand that bloke. I just can't stand the bloke. And anybody who wants to play for Spurs, well, I'm sorry, they must be absolutely mad. And apparently there is another rumour doing the rounds, which I saw. If Spurs don't go for Kulusevski for 31 million, apparently we're going in for him. Young Swedish right winger. So again, it's just a rumour, but it's a rumour I saw, and I thought, really, Kulusevski? But I thought, you know what? He's not a bad player, Pete.
No, he isn't. He's had a good season with Spurs. I think the previous season, hasn't he? Maybe he hasn't had the best, but again, who says, well, that's the whole Spurs team has not been up to scratch the season gone. So,
Yeah. BS says, anyone doing the Brazil watch along on Saturday to see J7 and Bruno? What time's that on? No, that's the thing. It could be on the middle of the night. Don't think I'll be sitting with that past 12 at night watching it. Unless Pete's doing a watch along. I have to see what time it's. I don't think it's played in Brazil, or is it? It's played in Europe somewhere, isn't it? I think, isn't it Spain or somewhere?
Could be.
Kong says, I let my son drink from the age of 10 at meals, shandy, then lager. Now he's 23 and he has no interest in drinking. There you go. Absolutely on that one. Nations League with pointless competition, no one cares. I don't think it's Nations League tonight. I think it's qualifiers.
It is, yeah.
So, yeah. Julie agreed with me on that one. I can't remember what that was about, but Julie's agreed with me. Thank you very much. Toonami says Sean Casey is the worst of transfers. He just said Nicola Barella is this story is a load of bollocks. Well,
he just
look,
talks. I don't.
Sean Casey, he's in the know. Knows and out. Simple. Sorry. Nobody knows what goes on at Newcastle. And, maybe the Telegraph have got this from an Italian journalist who knows something that's going on over there. But you know what? Don't take notice of people who are not part. If somebody isn't part of the media, don't take no notice of them. Just take it with a pinch of salt. I just laugh at some of these ITKs because they don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even know. I'm not an ITK. Blakey says, wouldn't it be boring in the world if everybody acted and behaved exactly the same? Yes, it would be, absolutely. We're all human at the end of the day. And the thing is, we're all young and daft, Are we signing Dummett and Carrius to sell them, says Joe Linton, I hope. Well, Dummett's to be that homegrown player that you need in the Champions League. So,
yeah.
No, it's not to sell them. It's just to keep them. But I think Carrius Staines an absolutely brilliant one. So, yeah. Chelsea must be sniffing glue. There must be, mustn't there? Ben's is an amazing player. If we get Corella and Madison, I think they both start in what positions. That's the thing. But the thing is, so what about Szoboszlai as well? Where's he fitting?
No, because we're still not. Yeah.
That's still not gone away. So it's it's just it's going to be interesting, isn't it? So yeah, absolutely. But are we back in bad shirt territory again? Says Mary. No, no, we're not. He knows nothing. Says he guesses. Yeah, everybody's guessing, aren't they? Really,
Yeah.
I know his youngin. Says Andrew. Behave yourself, Andrew. Niall says, can't believe you may get Barella for 50 million. What a signing, Tony. Yeah, absolutely, Niall. He would be, wouldn't he? Absolutely. Do you know what it is, though? Do you know what I'm waiting for, right? And I love this. And I absolutely love this. And I called this before the takeover went through. And I said, look, once this takeover gets through, we're going to be serious. We're going to be serious players. And we're going to be at the top table. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it's going to hit the likes of the big clubs that don't like it. And the so-called Big Six are going to have their noses pushed out of joint so damn much, they're going to hate us. And we've seen it. I think the only club I have respect for out of that Big Six is Manchester City. Because at the end of the day, they're Middle Eastern investors as well. So I've got, I don't mind Man City at all. I really don't mind them because I think Pep Guardiola's a great manager. I think he's, the way he spoke about us when we drew 3-3 with him, and he said it was a great point for City. For somebody to come out, for a manager of his calibre, who's just won the treble, by the way, to come out and say that was a great point for City against us, just shows you how much we played well against them that day and how much he was happy to walk away with a point.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of respect for them. Barella, can't be Saint Lafitte. Yeah, absolutely. He's the type of player, someone like Emery Cabaye. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. Definitely. I mean, Cabaye, what a player he was. And Emery's a little legend, isn't he? Because the little man scored against Sunderland from a free kick. And what a free kick that was. you know. And I know people are saying, oh, yeah, Emery was a bit racist in Turkey, but it doesn't matter. He wasn't at Newcastle. Barella supported Newcastle since we signed Pistoni. That's interesting. Watch a greedy cartel 6 chip and try and scupper the deal. I doubt it. Santon will be giving them a good word about Newcastle. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Julie says a step up. Yeah, get him saying, give in at Jeff Rendrick. Do you know what, Coma? I'll drive him there. Well, I'll fly him there. I'll just say, look, there's a Ryanair flight waiting for you. Oh, there is other airlines available, by the way. Tanji says, I think Barella's more for a long-staff depth option. Yeah. And Diary can come back. Good evening. He says, hi, Tony. How are you? Newcastle United should sign Nicola Barella to Newcastle. James Morrison, Newcastle, and Kefren, Turam, Marcus Turam. Oh, wow. Well, then, do you know what? That would be a decent lineup. I would take that all day long. Whether we get Kefren, Turam's another matter. But again, who knows? Nobody knows anything. So we'll just, but yeah, thanks for that. Well, think myself, definitely an upgrade along staff, says Julie, yeah. Lawrence says, hoping we are on the September the 2nd and hope on the final day. Yeah, I hope if we get an away game first, we'll have a home game at the end of the season. So, yeah. They won't budge on their asking price from Madison, apparently. Hopefully something can be worked out. It's clear he doesn't want to stay. Do you know what it is? Leicester are just being greedy, and I don't know why, but apparently they're after Lascelles. So there could be a deal there to be done with Lascelles going the other way.
I think the thing with Leicester is they want a bidding war. They want to see if Spurs will pay their asking pay their asking price, and then say, well, Spurs have paid this much, so you've got to match it. But if Madison doesn't want to go to Spurs, and we're not going to be pleased.
Yeah, Paul says Sky wouldn't talk about it if it wasn't legit. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Keith Downey's a very, very respected journalist.
And it's not the whole Sky team know what they're doing.
Yeah, Austin League. It's 1-1 now. Croatia has scored a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty, yeah.
Don't think Karius will stay if Gillespie and Dubravka are staying. Well, we don't know. That's the thing, Lawrence. I mean,
he's been offered a new contract.
Yeah.
Karius.
Barella can play CDM. Tanchi says it's not a question of where they fit in. It's all about squad depth and rotation.
It is, yeah.
Tanchi.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We've been badly missing it. Paul says, mad, isn't it? All these players linked in previous weeks and then bang, Barella from absolutely nowhere. I've not seen any rumours on him until today from Sky. That's the thing, Paul. It's exactly what Roly said earlier on. Nobody knew anything about Isak coming in. All of a sudden, bang, Isak's on his way to Newcastle. And I'm like, hang on, where's that come from? I remember when that happened and I couldn't believe it myself.
Don't you just love our owners?
Be good if we get that German lad. Yeah, I'm going to come to that German lad in a minute as well. Tanji says, yeah, there's going to be 43 to 65 games a season, depending on the progression of Champions League and domestic cups. So all these players will fit in. It's about options and squad rotation. Absolutely, Tanji. You look at Man City, they've got 2 teams, basically. They've even still got Scott Carson, and he picked up a winners' medal, didn't he? So, yeah. Gareth says, apparently the fake fixture list I saw today, we play Spurs away every year is wrong. Do you know what it is? That could be anybody with a printed bit of paper with Premier League logo on, just, I mean, not being funny.
It could be anyone apart from me.
There's another league saying Aston Villa's the first game of the season, load of crap.
I mean,
Andrews.
You're saying anyone could make that up and take that photo apart from me, because I couldn't take that photo. I think people would notice that.
Andrew says 50 million for Barella. Chelsea will be in tears. They paid that for the new tea lady. Good point, Tanji. Paul says Eddie said he wanted 2 players in every position, so I expect a lot more. Apparently, Eddie Howe's a big fan of Barella, so that's good. And Paul says, I said it before, players get linked with the player, but the players we do bring in will come out of the blue. Right. Now then, I'm going to go to the next player, and that's... now, there he is on screen. There he is. That's Felix Nemeka. Now, it's not pronounced Nemeka, okay? It's actually pronounced Mecha. So, because apparently the N's silent, so it's Mecha. Okay, so Felix Mecha, who formerly used to play for Manchester City, now plays his football at Wolfsburg. Now remember, Man City signed a player from Wolfsburg in the name of Kevin De Bruyne after he left Chelsea. And, you know, he didn't turn out to be too bad, did he? I'm not saying this guy's Kevin De Bruyne, by the way, because totally different player to Kevin De Bruyne. But I'm going to bring up his stats anyway, and I'll run through his stats. So, Felix Mecha, in the Bundesliga, he's only 22 years of age. He's 6'3". The price is about £15 million for him. So that's not bad, really. He started 19 out of 30 games. He's been team of the week twice. He's got 3 goals and he's got 5 assists. Now, for the season, his expected goals XG was 2.75, so just over two goals. Well, he's done that. He's got 3 goals. So he's beat his expected XG. Again, he's a box-to-box midfielder. He plays the central midfield. Again, it's strength and depth, as we all clearly see. And I mean, I'll bring up his stats on screen as well in a moment. I mean, look, he's had 3 yellow cards all season, no yellow to red, and no red cards either. So he's pretty decent. You know, and he's had 1 cap for Germany, which he won back in March when he made his debut for the German national side. So, right, let's take him off screen and let's bring up his heat map. And you'll see it's quite similar to Barella. So there you go. There's his heat map. A lot of red areas, but he is box to box. He goes from box to box. So again, he's an all-action midfielder. He's got no outstanding weaknesses and no outstanding strengths. I don't know why they say no outstanding weaknesses, because how can a weakness be outstanding? But, you know, we know what they mean. I mean, look, again, I'll compare him to players. I'll put Sean in there again. So there we are. There's Sean there. Now, obviously, Felix is in the green, Sean's in the blue. Attacking wise, he's 63, Sean's 52. Creativity, he's 68, Sean's 60. Technical wise, he's 64, Sean's 44. Defensive wise, he edges it over Sean Longstaff. So everywhere on there, he edges over Sean Longstaff. You know, I mean, Pete, what do you think about this lad? £15 million. Yes, a lot of people might say, oh, well, actually, is he any good? I mean, look, I'll tell you what else I'm going to do before I come to you, Pete. I'm going to put Jude Bellingham in there, because apparently Dortmund are looking at him as well as a replacement for Jude Bellingham. Now, we know Jude Bellingham's a great player. Now, you look at the stats of Jude Bellingham there. Attacking-wise, Jude Bellingham wins that. He wins technical, he wins tackles. Doesn't win the defensive side of it, though, and he wins the creativity side. Now, we know Jude Bellingham's a hell of a player, but there's not a lot in it between him and Bellingham. And if we can get him for 15 million, Pete, that's
a bargain.
I mean,
it is.
What's your thoughts on him?
Those look good as well. 22 years of age, so he's very young as well. So it'd be great to have another one, just add for squad depth and a bit more quality to the side. I think he looks decent.
I mean, I'll even I'll tell you what, I'll stick up James Maddison as well on there, and no one James Rodriguez. Right. Although I hope Foxy's not in the chat, he might go off it with me. But there's Maddison's stats. Attacking wise, Maddison wins it on creativity, hands down. Technical, Maddison wins it on that. Tackling, he wins it over Maddison. And defensive work, he wins it well and truly over Maddison. So again, not a lot in it there. You know, he's obviously better defensive wise, and because Maddison's a more attacking player. But I just thought I'd just show you a couple of different outlays of different players. I mean, Roly, what's your thoughts on Felix Mecha? Would you take him for 15 million? Because I bloody hell would. I tell you, I
Yeah,
wasn't sure who he was, but once I looked into him properly, I'm like, hang on, I'm sold on this guy.
so I hadn't heard him before the link. I've done my YouTube scouting. It's always difficult, but
Yeah,
what I tend to do when I look on the YouTube is not the flashy bits that they do. It's more ball control,
yeah,
passing. Don't worry about the goals because they like to put loads of goals in, but it's the other work that I tend to look at. And he looks like he's got quite a bit about him. Looks skillful, looks strong. The stats look good because so you need to put the stats to the actual. I always talk about the eye test. Stats tell you only part of the story. You've actually got to see them, and obviously it's better seeing them live than seeing them on video. But at least you get a bit of an idea. At 15, is that 15 million euros? His value.
Yes. No, 15 million pounds, Roly.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty low risk investment.
Yeah.
He's young. You can have him as a rotational piece as he develops. He's still got a lot of development to do, especially obviously because of his age, for one thing.
Yeah.
But it could be a useful addition to the squad.
I mean, thing is, Roly, 15 million pound. It's not a high risk, and not only that, you're getting somebody at 22 years of age who could develop into a better player. And we know what Eddie Howe's track record's like with players. And the thing is, he might not start every game because if you've got Barella, he might be starting ahead of him. But you might need him for cup games, things like that. And the thing is,
and if injuries as well,
the guy can get better. The guy will get better and better. And the thing is, you've just got to give the lad a chance. And I think £15 million is well worth the punt. And again, you could put him on a 5-year contract and pay £3 million a year in instalments. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. It doesn't impact a lot on your FFP because his wages probably won't be a lot either.
And when you look at it, it's only just double what we paid for Minter.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, look, I'm going to put this on screen as well, just to, obviously, because in case anybody hasn't seen this, but this is the Keith Downey tweet that he put out earlier on. So there you are, Sky Sports, Keith. Newcastle are in talks with Inter Milan over a move for Nicola Barella, as per Mike McGrath and Luke Edwards. International Barella has emerged as one of NUFC's primary targets, and Eddie Howe is a big fan. Talks are taking place over a £50 million transfer, #NUFC. So, yeah. So if Keith Downey's reporting it, then, yeah.
He's got some legs.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope that is the case. I mean, again, Barella could turn up and we don't know about it. It could be one of those. We don't know. The deal could already have been done. Who knows?
Yep.
That's the thing.
Scored. It's 2-1 Croatia.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So yeah. I'll just go to some comments a minute. We'll just click through some comments. Yeah, we saw that one, didn't we? Ian says, have you seen the new rules on work permits? No, I haven't actually, Ian, so that's interesting. I'll have to have a look at that. Alan says, end of the day, up to the player. If Maddison don't want to go to Spurs, then can't make him. Career move is a tune. Absolutely, Alan. It's got to be the town. I'm not being funny. He's got to come to us because if you want European football, if you're a player, why do you want to go to Tottenham? I'm not being funny, but how many trophies are Tottenham going to win anytime soon? I can't see them win any. And I'll tell you what, I would only give Postecoglou 6 months there, and I think he'd be gone. I think it was a big mistake him signing for Spurs. Kimura says, Eddie's a big fan of Barella, also looking at Onana with a straight soft with Gillespie. Oh, God. Well, we wouldn't get an honour for Gillespie, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, I would take an honour because he's a quality player. I don't know how Everton got him. I really don't.
I think he's talking about the Inter Milan keeper, Onana.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Would Mecha be classed as homegrown? No, because he's not British. No, because I think he was only at Man City. I'm not sure. I don't think he would be. I'm not sure.
Depends.
Depends how long he was there.
If he's Man City for 3 years from 15 to 21, he might just do that because he might be counted as homegrown. He obviously wouldn't be club trained.
Wolfsburg got him on a free from Man City 2 years ago.
How old's he now?
22.
It's 20. So he could have done 3 years. He could have done 5 years at Man City, which would count him as homegrown.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, he could have done, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that's it. That's a good one, isn't it? So, yeah. So that's interesting. I mean, I'm just going to see if I can pull up his stats on FB Ref and just see how much he's actually on a week. Mecha, sorry. Yeah, you just got to remember that's a silent. He's right. His weekly wages for Felix Mecha. Now he was born in the UK. He was born in England, but his national team's Germany. So obviously he's got German parent somewhere along the line, or maybe a German granddad. Hence he plays for Germany.
I think his mother's German.
He's on 2,000. He's on €2,115 a week, and his contract's got a year left on it. He's only got 12 months on it. So, again, 2,000 a week euros. I mean, not being funny, you could offer him 20 grand a week, and I think you'd snap your hands off for 20 grand a week because he'd be happy with that. So again, FFP, it won't cost a lot. So that's quite a good one, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, it is. Really, really is.
When City signed De Bruyne, Merson said it was a waste of money. That guy's just a waste of, fresh air, isn't he? That Andrew says that Wolfsburg shirt is awful. We're back to the. I would like an Onana, strong addition to the team. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I thought you meant the Onana who plays for Everton because I think he's a quality player. He should never have gone to Everton. Yeah, brick wall fell on us and crushed my leg from the knee down. I was in hospital for 6 weeks. Ouch. Ooh. That's not good. Joe Linton says, put a cream in. He said, I think my mum did it at the time I was only 16. Mason said, I said on Toon Review yesterday that Metcha's younger Luca was on loan at Middlesbrough 2020 that under Woodgate and he could tell him about the North East. Yeah, because his brother plays at Wolfsburg as well, Luca Mencha. Schofield knows about ball control, says Joe Linton. I didn't think it would be long before the Schofield comes out. Paul says, the myth of Southerner spread this silly. Every player that comes here loves it. Bruno's wife said on Sky Sports interview she never wants to leave. Absolutely. That's the thing. That's what gets me. And then they'll say, but they like going to Manchester. And I'm like, hang on, that's in the north. That's not in the south. So Manchester's northwest. Newcastle, we are northeast. So, we're only a couple hours apart. Stephen says, that's because she loves Greggs.
Oh, do it, Dad. I was going to say, don't read that one.
I wasn't going to. And the report's always 24 hours behind. It wouldn't surprise me. A flight in the next 48 hours, deal already completed pending a medical. Do you know what? That wouldn't surprise me at all. Mason says, Pete, do you think we should... Oh, no, we're not reading that.
No. There's no point... We've already heard those before, Mason.
Yeah, we have, Mason.
So they're not going to catch us now if we've heard them before.
Stephen says, Prosperella Gran was a lifelong Jackie Milburn fan. Mason says, Metcha grew up in England before joining City. Yeah. You can now sign players without applying for a work permit rule being scrapped. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Tanji's heard about it as well, and he says, be scouting and recruiting in Africa more because of the African signings. See, the only problem I have with signing African players is they go off for the AFCON, and then you're left short.
Yeah, that's the only thing, isn't it? It happens with Cisse and Ball at the time. Well, we just signed Cisse that season, but Ball was away, and then Cisse was with them. We didn't get them back till about when we played Villa, when Cisse scored his debut. So it was at least a few weeks, wasn't it? Well, particularly with Demba Ba, after we beat Man United 3-0, I think that's when he went to the African Cup of Nations, and then
he did, yeah. Right, this guy, because Alan's mentioning it. Okay, so he says, Chronicle are host at championship clubs are interested in loaning Ryan Fraser. Will save 70 grand a week wages. Now, well, will it? That's the thing, because we'll probably have to fund some of these wages. But, I mean, Norwich are interested in him. Now, to be honest with you, I think we should be selling him, not loaning him. Get rid of him.
Exactly.
But that's the problem. Who is going to buy him? Who's going to buy him, Pete?
You wonder, don't you? Because how much do you think he'd be worth now? We got him on a free. I don't think he'd be worth that much. We only got him on a free, I think.
Yeah.
Is he into the final year of his contract as well? I'm not so sure.
No, he's got a good couple of years left, I think. I think 2026, I think.
Right.
And the problem is for the Championships Club is his wages.
Mm-hmm.
I think our best hope of selling him is to someone like Luton.
Yeah.
Who's just come up into the Premier League. Maybe Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we might have to look at loaning him, because at least we've saved some of his wages.
Yeah, absolutely, Roly.
And at the end of the day, transfer-wise, if we do sell him, it's a bonus because we didn't pay anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
So we could essentially let him go on a free because we're not losing anything and we get the wages off the bill. But it's a case of who's going to pay him something that he's prepared to accept. Yeah. Maybe he can go up to Scott. Maybe we can try and flog him to Rangers or Celtic or something like that.
I've just seen Fraser's contract. It's up until 2025.
Yeah, so, according to FB Ref, he's on 42 grand a week apparently. So I don't know how accurate that is, but according to them, he's on 42 grand a week. So
still 25 grand too much.
Foxy says, I'm not really sold on Mencha. Decent player, decent price. A lot of talk about recent homophobic comments from him, which is never great. Yeah, that's not great. But again, it's not something I've heard, Foxy, but obviously you would have heard. But I mean, yeah, but the thing is, though, Foxy, it's strength and depth, isn't it? And thing is, if we're looking at for 15 million, he may come here and do a decent job for us. Who knows? But again, it's one of them. It's just a rumour again, Foxy, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, great comment, Foxy, as always, mate. He has a Nigerian father and a German mother, and he's Hamburg born, says Mason. Okay. Foxy says Mentor and his brother are actually born in Hamburg but moved to England at a young age. Ah, right, okay, then hence why you would know that. Mm-hmm. Paul says, what about another Italian? Giorgio Scalvini? Mm-hmm. Not heard of him.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Centre-back, plays for Atalanta.
Ah, yes, okay. Yes, I've just bring these stats up now. 19-year-old right-footed centre-back. Oh, do you know what? That's not a bad shout, Paul. He can play defensive left. He can play left-back, right-back, and centre-half. No weaknesses. Aerial duels are greatly strengths. 29 million euros. Let's have a look at his stats in Serie A. He's played 29 out of 32 games. He's got 2 goals. His expected XG was 2, so he scored 2, so he got his expected XG. He's got 2 assists. His crossing rate is 25%. Accurate passing is 81% per game. He's been involved in 1 clean sheet, and he's got 7 yellow cards all season. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout.
No.
Giorgio Scalvini. Yes, his defensive work is 63%. His tackling is 57%, but obviously his attacking is like 40%, but he's not an attacking player because he's a defensive player. Yeah. And he's a young age, which is great as well. So it'll be, again, another one for strength and depth. And again, actually, I'm going to bring this up on screen. There's not a lot in it between him and Fabian Schär, believe it or not. So I'll bring this on screen and let everybody have a look at this, because this is very interesting. There's his heat map. He plays a lot on the left, so you could use him as a left back.
Mm-hmm.
Fabian Schär, attack it. So Fabian Schär's in the blue, Scalvini in the green. Attacking, Schär's just above him by 1 point. Creativity, Schär's above him by 4 points. Technical, he's above Schär on that one. Tackling, Schär's well ahead of him. And on defence, he's ahead of him as well. So there's not a lot in it between him and Schär.
No, really. He's only 19. He's still got a long head of him. He's got time to improve still.
Let me bring in, say, Matt Targett on here, because he's a left back, isn't he? So let's get Targett on there, and let's see the difference between him and Targett. Okay, so attacking, Targett's better than him, 46. Creativity, Matt Targett's better than him at 60. Technical, Matt Targett's better than him by 6 points there. Tackling, that just on par, just about. Defensive work, Matt Targett's slightly better defensively wise. But again, he's 19. He's got another 2 years to grow, and he's 6'4" now. He could be a Dan Burn. Talking to Dan Burn, let's do a compare to him. Then I'll do Sven Botman. So there's Dan Burn. So he's ahead of Dan Burn on attacking wise. He's ahead of Dan Burn on creativity and technical. Tackling wise, Dan Burn's ahead of him, and defensively wise, Dan Burn's ahead of him. So again, there's not a lot in it there. And finally, we'll bring Sven Botman into this as well. Let's get our Sven on, the Rolls Royce of defenders. There he is. There's the man, Sven. Right, attacking wise, he's better than Sven. That's fair enough. Creativity, Sven's just ahead of him. Technical abilities, just ahead of him as well, Sven. Defensively wise, Sven's well ahead of him. And tackling wise, Sven's well ahead of him. So, yeah, again, but again, at 19, there's room for manoeuvre. There's room for work. Again, it's not a bad shout. And that is absolutely a great shout, Paul. He's got a contract until 2027. I know they're saying it's 29 million euros, but again, if it was 35 million pounds, you know what? I would say yeah, because at 19, he's got a long way to go, and he'd be eventual successor to Schär as well. So then you've got a centre back pairing which is young, because I think eventually Sven Botman will be the Newcastle captain without a shadow of a doubt. I really do. I've got that feeling. So Pete, yes or no for Scalvini?
Yes.
And Roly, yes or no?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good understudy for Schär.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jody. Lawrence says, yeah, Toyota was a miss that winter as well for the AFCON. Yes, he was. Yeah, definitely. What a player Toyota was. Bless him. Get it? Get Imut. Stephen says, can't wait to see the last of that little Shire Fraser. I always call him Michael Owen Mark II because he's a bit like Michael Owen, isn't he? Plays well for his international team, but plays crap for us.
Oh, God, look who
Granny
it is.
says, I see there's young men in their prime right before my eyes. How the devil are we, chaps? We're fine, Granny, thank you. Yeah. Watch yourself, Roly, because you'll be on our radar. BS says, must be heartbreaking for Schofield trying to get used to normal life, getting up, making breakfast, getting his boyfriend ready for school. Forrest will buy him. Oh, Forrest will buy anybody. Talking of Forrest, I see running Lodi. Apparently, he's going back to Brazil to play his football. He's been offered to Benfica, but Benfica won him. But apparently, he's going to go back and play for Brazil. There's 4 teams in Brazil won him.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Mason says, look at the signs Norwich made. Ashley Barnes, Shane Duffy, Fraser would go with the calibre of players Norwich are getting, even after Tom Ince as well. Yeah. They've got to do better this season. If we loan Fraser, it does at least mean he can play some first-team football somewhere and reduces the wage bill. Problem is, he comes back in a year's time, we have to pay his full wages. That's the thing, we just need rid of him.
Get him
Unless they do an option to buy. If they sell him to someone...
yeah.
It's like Hayden, when he went to Norwich, there was an obligation to buy if they got promoted, and they didn't. So you can send him to somewhere, I don't know, like Southampton.
Well, Ian's
obligation to buy.
Ian's giving you a ticking off, Roly, because Ian Fleming says, not Celtic, Roly, come on, we're not desperate.
It's a Celtic or Rangers.
They're
the only clubs that could afford his wages.
Mason says, man, you were after Robert Koch. Well, he is a cock, isn't he? I don't rate him. What do you guys think about Daichi Kamada? He's a similar player to Nicolo Brello, Gabri Vega, and Ilkay Gooden.
Set attacker midfielder. He plays for Frankfurt, I think.
Yeah.
Japanese international.
Interesting. It'll just depends what the club's got their who they've got their eye on. That's the thing. It's it's who the club have got their actual eye on. So again, yeah. But we will. It's one of them. We just wait and see what happens. Guys, if you do like the show, then please smash like. I got 44 watching and 29 likes. So if you haven't yet smashed that like, then please do. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And if you are new to the channel, then please smash that subscribe and come and join this great community as well. Mary says, I've sympathies for the poor Gordon, the gopher. It must be difficult knowing you're the one not being played with anymore. That's why he was always happy, wasn't he? Because he had a hand up his arse. Alan says, well, the Chronicles say 70 grand a week, one of our high earners, but yeah, Norwich will pay half that, better than staying money for now. Thing is, Norwich have got a couple of owners and couple of investors in the club. I'd say a couple, actually, there's more than that. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them. And they're all Americans and they're all wealthy people. Mm-hmm. They're trying to buy the club. They've bought some shares, but they're trying to buy they're trying to buy out Delia. Yeah, they've got money, so yeah, I can't see why not. And the therapy he will require. Foxy says, do believe they wanted to change the dates of the African Nations Cup, not to conflict with European leagues, but weather too hot in Ivory Coast, so back to normal January, February dates. Yeah, that's the thing, Foxy. It's hard, isn't it? Paul says he's meant to be the next best thing in Italy. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wonder why he disappeared. Gordon the Gopher. Because he lost Larry the Loafer. Scalvini, good prospect, only 19, says Ian. Absolutely. P.S. The waffles went down a treat, Julie, with ice cream. I apologise for no fault, but I clearly wasn't feeling well before the hand. Whoops. That's fine, Mary. Just get one the next time and send it off to PD. Stephen says Schofield's apparently turned into a football commentator. He's got an interview commentary for the young boys matches. I'm not sure if he fully understands the role. Mary says, I'm sure will have useful, always looking for useful recruits. Feel up anyone for handcuffs, officer. Tanji says, sent you a tweet, TalkSpot reporting first day fixtures leak. I'll have a look at that, Tanji. Yes, my friend. I'll go in and have a look and see what they're saying. I mean, I like the way all these people say, oh, there's leaks for this, leaks for that. And,
Well,
They've
you
probably
don't
got it
know
all
yet.
wrong. Fixtures get leaked every year and they have never been right, says Paul. Seeing as you mentioned it, Tony, Roly is now on my radar.
Oh!
Oh, dear Roly.
Oh dear.
Did I see a player called Robert Cock, or am I deprived of water? Yes, he's called Robert Cock, Mary. Yes, that's how you pronounce his name. Not Kosh, it's Cock. He's a free transfer, says Kenneth. It's even worse than being called Robin Cock. Paul says, seen some Italian reporting that Barella won't be speaking to Newcastle, but he's also reported Botman must sign the 4-year deal with Milan. Right, Paul, hang on. Now, there is a thing going on Twitter that Barella's turned around and said he doesn't want to come to Newcastle and he wants all negotiations stopped. And there's a guy who's a right wind-up merchant called Big Frank Chipper, who everybody knows quite well on Twitter. I'm sure Pete's come across him. I mean, he's now called Terry Chipper. Just look at the handles before you, because he's been going around weighing people up and people are going, you haven't got me this time, Big Terry Chipper. So, yeah. Glad you're feeling better, Mary. Yeah, me too. And again, I've been done by the spell check police. Not me, Mary, not me. I'm innocent. We're innocent. Ian says they're talking about Kamada on Toon Review earlier. Decent player. We'll have a look at his stats. Foxy, Scalvini is a great prospect, but will cost a fortune whenever Atlanta sell. Cheaper option would be Brazilian Robert Renan. Interesting. Exploring the Northeast. Good evening, lads. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well. Julie says some characters wind up on there on Talk Sport or Talk Shite, whichever way you want to put it. Going to Talk Shite, we're playing Spurs on the opening day. Yes, that's the one on the leaks as well, isn't it? But another leak said we were playing Villa, so I don't, nobody knows.
No.
I'll have a look though, Tangi, if that's the same one.
Holland have equalised in stoppage time. Right at the end of stoppage time.
Yeah, that's the same one I saw, because what struck me first as it being a fake Tangi is I thought, hang on, that's a fake, because first of all, Luton won't be playing that games at home for a little while because they'll have to play away because they're getting that stadium sorted out. Archer says, good evening, lads. That Fiorentina shirt looks like the sponsor. Spoon me up, never mind 7-Up. Does Archer. Your girlfriend's in the chat as well, mate, Granny. You getting in the hot tub or a cold shower? I used to think Big Frank Chipper was Chippers, says Coffee. No, it's not Chippers. He had to change his name to Terry Chipper because he got banned under Frank Chipper. Have you ever seen him, Peter, on there?
You seen who?
Frank Chipper.
Oh.
Lawrence says, I fell for people pretending to be actual journalists, to be fair, yeah. Paul says, especially when they pay £11 a month for a blue tick. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I wouldn't pay that. Seen Sheffield United away leaked as well. It's usually the bubble hamsters we get first. West Ham. Yeah, well, we didn't last season, did we? We got Forest last season.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, let's talk about Maddison, shall we? Because, look, this is going to dominate a lot of things. And we know the British transfer, the domestic window's open now, so we can sign him whenever we want. I mean, look, Pete, I'm going to come to you first. Do you think Maddison's coming to Newcastle?
Yes, I think he is.
How much do you think we'll get him for?
Round between 40 to 50 million, I'm going to reckon. Round about there, I would say. I think... Yeah. I mean, he walks straight at the side if we get him. He gets in the side for me. He does.
Yeah.
I mean, Spurs are just a club that's in disarray at the moment. So I don't know why you want to go there at the moment, Maddison. Comes to us. There's a project at this football club now. We are challenging for things now. Europe, trophies, You name it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, um, we've got no update on what his wages are at Leicester. That's not on here on the FB ref. So I can't give you what he's on a week there, what he's supposed to be on a week. I mean, Roly Madison, yes or no? Do you think it's happening?
I don't know is the answer to that. I don't know whether if this Barella thing comes off, whether that changes the dynamic. Do they want both of them, or do they want Barella and Bosley? If we do get him, I don't think we'll offer more than we did last summer. 40 million plus add-ons, taken
No.
up to like 45. We won't
Yeah.
budge from that. Unless they say they want 60. They won't get that. Not from
Yeah,
us.
absolutely.
There's lots of variables, but it's I'd like him. But if he doesn't come, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree, Roly. I totally agree. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? It's just, again, we'll just have to. It's one of those, you just wait and see if it happens. If it does happen, then great. If it doesn't happen, we move on. But the thing is, we might have somebody different lined up. Who knows? You know. But again, it's one of them. We just have to wait and see. And if it comes off, then fantastic. We've got a great player on our hands. If it doesn't come off, then that's fair enough.
We'll just go to the next player on the list.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely, Rory. That's exactly what you do. So yeah, so it's surely going to be interesting over James Maddison. Just going to some comments here. Andrew says, Archer says, what's your thoughts on Newcastle talks with umbrellas for 50 million? Umbrellas. I think it's fantastic, Archer. I think it'll be a great signing. Cracking player. So yeah, I say brilliant. Roly, what's your answer to Archer's question?
Oh, it's a pretty expensive umbrella. I know we've had some thunderstorms, but I hope it's gold plated. Seriously, I mean, Barella would be an excellent signing if we can get it over the line.
Yeah.
We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I just love it that we get all these things that come out of left field that no one's expecting. And then we've been linked with just about every player apart from him.
Yeah.
And then it comes out through major news sources that we're in talks. So it's exactly how it was with Isak.
Yeah.
Because we weren't really linked with him. We were linked with all these other strikers. And obviously when the Ekatike one fell through, we were linked with Moira. We were linked with that guy at Salzburg. We were linked with so many other strikers. And then we hear that Nixon and Ashworth are in Spain negotiating with Sociedad for Isak.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just love it.
What's your Pete, what's your thoughts on Archer's comment there? Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? We know what about. But yeah, let's hopefully we do get him. That would be great.
Yeah. Julie says, 45 million. Tanji says, I want us to beat one of the big teams. It'll be our first game of the season. Send out a statement. Yeah, absolutely. I would love Liverpool first up. Foxy says, Renan is a better all-round defender and more technically solid than Scalvini, but probably 20 to 30 million cheaper. Yeah, I would have Renan Lodi, but I think he wants to go back to Brazil now. So by the sounds of reports, Exploring the Northeast says, I think we bring in Madison, Szoboszlai and Barella, and I think that would be a great window if we just get them three. Apparently we want every position covered, so who knows?
Yeah, I def-
Did you
definitely
see
do that in one window.
Joe
but-
Linton's video at the Brazil training camp? Yes, I did. It was brilliant. I actually retweeted that yesterday. Fantastic. Installments for Szoboszlai is the only way to get him, in my opinion. If you pay above the release clause, Tangi, like Chelsea did for Enzo Fernandez, if they paid just the release clause, they would have had to pay the whole money up front. But because they paid above the release clause by another 5 million, they could then pay it in installments, and that's what we need to do with Szoboszlai. So if he's worth 70 million euros, pay 75 million euros and get in installments.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps your FFP.
Yeah, it does.
I still fancy Dominic Szoboszlai, or Madison says, "Oh, chat, if we are saying umbrella from Inter."
You keep saying umbrella.
Kenneth says, "I've got a centre back from the Danish Superliga, Adamo Nagalo. Seen him play a few times, pretty cheap, and you can develop him into a good player." Again, that doesn't sound like a bad shout, no. I'm sure they're looking at. I'm sure the club are looking at right-footed centre backs.
Yeah.
A backup for our main defenders, he's valued at 1.5 million, 20 years of age as well. Yeah, that doesn't sound a bad shout, that one. I mean, I can have a look at his stats. They got Adamo Nagalo. Okay, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it, that? Have a look. Ah, yeah, there we are. I think he's from Burkina Faso. I think something like that. Anyway, yeah, I think he is. I'll tell you who he plays for. Guinea, I think it is. Guinea Basu. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's 20 years of age. His weakness is his discipline, though. But, you know, that's something that could be sorted out. Superliga, he started 28 out of 28 games, was team of the week 3 times. He's got 1 goal. And he's got 1 assist as well as a centre-half. He's been involved in 4 clean sheets. He's had 4 yellow cards. Red only once, and he's had 2 red cards. So yeah, his discipline is a bit. He plays for Burkina Faso. I thought that's who he was playing for. He plays for FC Nordjylland. I think that's how you pronounce it in Denmark. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a bad shout. 1.5 million euros. I mean, yeah, he could do. But again, it's whether the club are looking at someone like that. I don't know. But yeah, not a bad shout at all, mate. And thanks very much for that. That's brilliant.
I go back to my same argument with Gift Orban is the league he's playing in. I don't think you could take him to the Prem. He's sort of one that you'd buy to either send out on loan or for the academy. Because of the league
thing is though, Roly, you say that, but where's Minty come from?
Yeah, but he's gone out on loan to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm just saying.
That's my whole point. Minty's not ready for the Premier League, so they've sent her out on loan to the Uri Division, which isn't as good as the Premier League. So he can develop there, and he's at a top club. This guy, you need to send him on loan somewhere.
Yeah.
If 1.5 million is doesn't even register. It's not even a year's wages for some of our players. So the money is that has he got the traits and is he showing the quality that we can develop into a top class player? So the Danish league, like the Belgian league, isn't a top league. So it's one that I'm sure the scouting team have looked at, and it's a case of whether he fits into what they want. If he does, they'll snap him up and send him somewhere on loan, because we're looking at young talent.
So did you say it was Daichi Kamada, Pete, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. From Eintracht Frankfurt, I think it was.
Yeah. Right, I'll pull up his stats. His contract runs out in the summer, so he's a free transfer, basically. He plays defensive midfield, centre midfield, and attacking midfield. His weaknesses are his aerial duels. And he's got no strengths. Outstanding strengths. Right, he's played 25 out of 32 he started. He's got 9 goals and 6 assists. Yellow cards, 3 yellow cards and no reds. Yeah, I mean, look, not a bad player.
9 goals as well.
Yeah.
Free transfer as well.
Yeah, low risk as well. So, that's interesting. Yeah. Definitely a one to keep an eye on. And he is box-to-box. He's a box-to-box midfielder as well. But a lot of his midfield play is in the middle of the park. But yeah, definitely. Aston Villa have joined the race to say Manu Kone.
I watched loaded. Tielemans now, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I've got Oxlade Chamberlain. Haven't they?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Foxy says, Tanji says to Foxy, I watched Loaded Mag transfer showing the guy they had on Mango was raving about the South American Argentinian Luciano Rodriguez. That sounds an interesting one. Maybe Foxy will have more on that. And Archer says, I've never heard of Barella, but if we can get him, he can tell the difference, Umbrella or Cinderella. Foxy says, no, not Renan Lodi, 19-year-old centre-back called Robert Renan. Interesting. I set him up against Sven Botman on SofaScore, so not bad, says Kenneth. That's all right, young. Yeah, absolutely. I was watching. He's right about everything apart from him being from Uruguay. Lol. Scored the winner in the Under-20 World Cup final. Wow. Excellent. I thought he was wearing the Uruguay top. Archer says, what's your thoughts on Matty leaving that? Would I take Szoboszlai or Madison, or how many players do you think we'll get in? I'm going for 4 or 5. I've said 5, Archer. Matty leaving. Yes, it's a bit of a shame that he's leaving, but he's not going to really make the grade. The problem is, he broke through, but under Cabbage Head, he had nowhere to go. Dinosaur manager, dinosaur tactics, didn't develop Matty whatsoever. If it had been Eddie Howe in charge at the time, I think Matty Longstaff may have been a better player than he is now. So good luck to the lad wherever he goes, and I think he needs to probably start from the lower leagues and work his way up.
I would say so.
Yeah. I think, but I think Cabbage Head ruined him. Do you, Pete?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He ruined everyone, pretty much.
He did, didn't he? Mr. Kebab Man.
It was a disaster. A disaster in a kebab shop.
He's definitely loves his kebab shop, doesn't he? So, yeah. Definitely loves his kebab shops, that's for sure. But yeah, I just want to go back to that player that Foxy was on about. Just try and find his comment now. Robert Renan. Okay, I'm just gonna have a look at his stats, Foxy. Robert Renan. Let's have a look. Can we see him? There we are. Plays for Zenit St. Petersburg. 19-year-old Brazilian, 6'1". So in the Premier Liga, he started 9, played 9. I don't know what league that's in, the Premier Liga. Let's have a look at his stats in the Under-20 World Cup. Started 4 out of 4, didn't score any goals, and picked up 1 yellow card and 1 red card. No outstanding weaknesses, no outstanding strengths. €7.5 million is his valuation. Do you know what? Again, it's not a bad shout, Foxy. And you know your South American players, so yeah, not a bad shout, that.
Just a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
About a player who's currently at the club. Do you think that they should send Lewis Miley out on loan or keep him around the first team?
I would say a loan move wouldn't do many harm.
No, I wouldn't say it would as well.
Give him to Joey Barton for a season. Look what he done with Elliot Anderson.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Well, Joey, you see, he's a legend, isn't he, Joey Barton? So, yeah.
I get the feeling they're going to keep him at the club, like they did with Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
Where he'll play in cup games, have the odd cameo sub appearances, and actually train with. I mean, it's going to be a high class squad.
Yeah,
he can learn so much, but obviously won't get as much game time as he'd probably like. But the kid's only 17, so.
I mean, Ian's come up with an interesting point there. He says, I've just been on Sky, and apparently you can buy 4 players a season without having to apply for a work permit. That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, interesting, yeah.
That's good.
Tanji, you didn't say anything. BS says, what about...
Don't read it!
No. I've just realised when I looked at it, I thought, no.
I knew what that read straight away.
Yeah, I just sort of looked, I thought, hang on, no. Kenneth says, I put him up against Spotman, not bad compared since Spotman is world class, and I would love to see how he does against Cher and Byrne. Yeah, again, it depends whether he's on our radar, that's the thing, isn't it? Yes, sir. So, yeah, similar to Byrne, yeah. Mason says, been having a kebab right now in his Cheshire mansion.
That's where he lives, doesn't he? Steve Bruce, doesn't he?
Archer says, if we say Umbrella. Oh, yeah, we've had that one. With Miley, I would keep him around. Better players like Pep did with Foden. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
actually not a bad idea as well.
Croatia 3-2 up in extra time. Tanji says, Chelsea have rejected Man U as first bid for Mason Mount to 40 million. Chelsea wants 70 million. It's not worth that much.
No.
Paul says, yeah, the Premier League and the Home Office come up with the agreement. Andrew says, I heard the club said there's no way they send Miley on loan. If that's true, then they must rate him highly. Yeah. Absolutely. Right. Before we come to the end of the show, I did say, for the guy who put the comment on my video from last night, poor guys, I did say I would probably show the shirts in tonight's show. So, that is what I'm going to do. So, I'll show you the home and the away shirt, because they are both bloody awful, right? So, this is Carlisle United shirt.
Carlisle, okay.
And it is really, it is awful. Not nice at all. So this is the home shirt from 94-95 season.
Oh, God.
Isn't that awful?
What the hell is that?
I mean, look, I can zoom it up a bit. There you go, look.
Please don't.
Looks like a jigsaw puzzle on a shirt.
Yeah.
That's not nice at all, is it?
No, definitely not.
No.
So, yeah. That ain't good, that one. And then I'll pull up the away shirt. Well, so you've seen that shirt. Now you're going to see the away shirt. There's the away shirt.
Oh, God almighty.
What would you do? Would you wear that, Pete?
No, it just looks depressing.
It does, doesn't it?
Boring.
I'm sort of lost for words.
It's a Wembley shirt as well for Carlisle United. Made by Match Winner. Well, obviously they're not making kits no more. Because that certainly isn't a Match Winner, that's for sure, is it?
It's Yeah, it's vile.
So
Not as
obviously he's
bad as
probably
the
not
home
watching.
kit, but it is.
Yeah,
It's oh dear. And so
I mean,
the
Oh,
thing about those shirts is someone got paid to design them.
yeah. Whether Paul's watching today, I'm not. If he's not, when he catches up, I'm sure he'll see it and he'll be thanking me for putting them on for him. But I definitely thought I'll do that for him as well. So there we go.
mhm.
Um, right, let's get to some comments before we
You've got that
wrap up.
stored one you were going to read during the show as well, the one from Ben.
Yes, I have, Pete. Yes, yes. So right, I'll go with that first of all. And that come from Ben. He says, Pete, who is your dream player Newcastle should sign? So it's a question for you, Pete.
Oh, for
Who's your
me,
dream player?
it's got to be Osimhen, hasn't it? It's got to be him.
Yeah. There we go, Ben. That's your answer. Osimhen. Yeah, definitely without a doubt, hasn't it?
I
Yeah.
don't know. What about Mbappe?
Mm. Paddy said
Yeah.
there was a lot of rumours that he wanted to leave PSG, but he's now come out and said that he doesn't.
Like he wants
Yeah.
to leave on a free so he can get more money when he leaves.
Mm.
He's in the final year of his contract. He said he's not going to sign an extension, so PSG want rid of him so they can get some money back.
Mm.
Foxy says that young defender Rennan's just got called up for the Brazilian games as well, so the youngest player in the squad. Wow. Okay, they must really highly rate him. Kenneth says Antonio Silva, 19 from Benfica. This guy is class, played similar to Botman defender. Centre back, 25 million euros. Okay, not bad. Oliver says, should YouTube channels such as Toon Review, for example, publish accounts of how many money spent on incomes from super chats?
No.
I don't know. I've not seen that, to be honest, Oliver, so I wouldn't know.
He's
mate.
asking if they should. And I was saying no. So
Or
people
should they?
if people
for
donate
example.
money to them, they can use it how they want. They're going to use it on this. I mean, they use it for upgrading mics and stuff like that. But
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's like
you pay for StreamYard as well, so you're using it for that. You pay for
yeah,
your
you do.
thumbnails.
yeah.
You pay
So
for all sorts.
I mean, they don't have any obligation to show us accounts. So no, it's up to them. People give them super chats. It's up to them to use the money responsibly. They don't answer to us. So
Yeah, got to remember Paul does it full time as well, so he does it full time.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. You say no. No, I don't think they should.
Need to do best football shirt video. Yes, that is in the pipeline, Paul. That will be coming up soon, mate. So we will be, and we'll have Pete on as well for that one. But yeah, we will be doing the best football shirt. Don't you worry about that. Mary says, "Who dropped the ketchup?" Yeah, exactly. She says, "Real track have not been paid and went on strike badly." On that green one. Foxy says, "What team's that? The Conway sponsor looks awful. It's Carlisle United." Just going to see if I can order them shirts, Tony, says Ian. Yeah, okay, Ian. Probably get them for about a penny on eBay. Everyone's seen the documentary trailer dropped today. No, I haven't. No, I'll have to have a look. Yeah, with Bobby Robson at the start. Oh, good. Kong says, no, it's a creator's discretion on what they spend their money on. It's not a company. Absolutely, Kong, you're absolutely spot on, mate. 30% of all super chats taken by Google, says Beer.
That is, yeah.
Archer says we could pick a winger, Bonds or Diaby.
Diaby.
I would have Diaby. Diaby, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for a day of the week.
I bet he's fun at parties. Paul gives a lot to charity as well, says Ian. Yes, he does. Paul does a lot for charities, yeah. And Paul, I think he sponsors the Wester Hope youth player, the junior team, Wester Hope junior team.
Yeah, yep.
Jody says, "Evening all, hope you're all well." Jody, where have you been, mate? Do you know what time it is? It's 10:05. We've been on nearly 2 hours, and you've just joined the party now. But anyway, welcome, mate. Hope you're well. Not seen you for a while. Make sure you catch this up and watch it from the start. Trailer looks class. I'll have to have a look at it. I'll have to have a look. It's on the official Newcastle pages. Oh, brilliant, Paul. Cheers. And he says, Antonio Silva's played in Portugal national team since 22, says Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's cracking. Thank you very much. Yes, guys, so we're coming to the end of the show. It's been another cracking show again tonight. And, they keep coming. So I'm going to go around the table. Roly, let people know where they can find the voice of reason.
I'm on Twitter at Poll67.
Thank you indeed, Roly. And Pete, and have you got anything coming up?
Yes, you can find me on my channel, PD Prologue. I might do a pre-recorded video of the fixtures coming out tomorrow, so I might get that done at some point tomorrow. And, of course, my football show on Saturday night as well, live show, so come on, get yourselves on for that. And we'll have a right laugh on there as well. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all PD Prologue as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much indeed. So for me, you can find me on Twitter at TonyTony31. Give me a follow, I'll follow you back. Same on Twitch, Facebook. It's all Black and White TV. Click to join. I've got to let Andrew in still. Sorry, Andrew, I haven't closed the door on you, mate. I will let you in. So yeah, that's where you can find me on that. Also, if you have enjoyed tonight's show, then please do smash that like button. It really does help the channel up the search results. So do smash those likes. That'd be great. Thank you. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then smash that subscribe and come and join this great community here. And also that bell notification, that will let you know when I'm live. I have any pre-records or upcoming shows. So that bell notification is very important if you want to know when my next show is. Which my next show will be 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yes, there will be a live show as they come out, the fixture show. So do join us for that one in the morning. And if you can't join live, I'm sure you'll catch up during the day while we look at the fixtures. Who we got first game of the season, who we got the end of the season, and just a general look at the fixtures. The only fixtures you won't see in there will be the Champions League because that draw doesn't happen till the end of August. Then on Friday, I have a pre-match warm-up show. So yes, Friday there will be a pre-match warm-up show for Malta versus England, which is a 7:45 kickoff. Obviously, England should win that one hands down. But again, we shouldn't underestimate Malta. Look what happened when Italy underestimated North Macedonia. They didn't make the World Cup. So, again, you can't underestimate the power of these teams. But yeah, so I will be doing that on Friday as well, and then probably do a match review on the Saturday. So lots coming up on the channel. And there will also be, as we said, there will be the best shirts as well. So that'll probably be next week. So do keep an eye out for that one. And I'm sure that'll be a great show. There might have to be another part 2 of the worst shirts because there were so many of them that we couldn't get through all of them. And no doubt we'll do them again as well. And everybody loved it last night. The interaction, the DMs I was getting off people with shirts, it was absolutely brilliant. And thank you to everybody who sent them last night. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll go through some comments. Ian says, great watch. Tony, Roly and Pete, thank you very much, Ian. Cracking short, it's been excellent, says Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, I see where you're going with that one. And I'm only joking. Julie says, great watch as usual. Good night, all. Good night to you, Julie. Mason says, take care, all. You take care as well, Mason. Remember, you know where we are, Mason. DM any of us if you ever need any help, mate. Don't suffer in silence. Take care, all you lovely chatters. You too as well, Mary. Take care. Take care, Ian. Take care, guys. Says Foxy, great show. Thank you very much indeed, Foxy. Kenneth says, Tony, I've got another defender, but can wait for tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, absolutely fine, mate. That's brilliant. Are you doing a warm-up show for the Scotland game, says Ian? No. But I will say one thing though. When I played schoolboy level, and Ian will like this one, because I'm sure Ian will like that one. When I played at schoolboy level, I had a choice of 2 teams to play for internationally.
All right.
England and Scotland, because one, my dad was from Edinburgh and my mother being from Newcastle. And guess what, Ian? I chose Scotland. There you go. I chose Scotland over England because I said I probably got better chance of. And I said, plus for the memory of my dad, it would be better if I played for Scotland rather than England. So there you go, Ian. I did choose Scotland over England, by the way. Mason says, cheers, Tony, mate. No problem, mate. Anytime, Mason, you know that. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. And to anybody out there, don't suffer in silence. If you've got any problems whatsoever, there's plenty of us to DM. Just DM us.
That's absolutely.
Yes, we might not get back to you straight away, but we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We're all on Twitter. Just give us a DM, you know. And it doesn't matter what you want to talk about. It could be the most stupidest thing, but it doesn't matter. It's having that little bit of interaction. So don't suffer in silence, please. Yeah. Smashing Tony, no worries. I don't know what that shirt is, but it looks like the sponsor's bloody hell come way. It's Vauxhall, yeah. Knew you had taste, Tony. There you go, Ian. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, brilliant. But yeah, guys, it's been a fantastic show again. Nice. Fantastic night. We've looked at plenty of players. And it's going to be a great summer, isn't it? Just it's exciting. And to be linked with Barella tonight, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But until then, remember, the future is bright. The future is definitely black and white. And it's bye-bye from me.
And me.
And me.
How are you, the lads?